Gravity is one of the most important forces in the universe. It keeps everything from planets to galaxies together and in motion. But understanding what gravity is, how it works, and how we measure it can be tricky, especially if you are just starting out learning science. So, let's explore gravity together and see if we can make sense of it. Ready? Okay, let's go. What is gravity? Gravity is the force that pulls objects towards each other. It is a fundamental force in nature that exists between any two objects with mass. You can think of mass as weight for now. The larger the mass of an object, the greater its gravitational pull. For example, the reason we are pulled towards the Earth is due to the planet's large mass. Gravity can be compared to a magnet. Just as a magnet attracts metal objects, gravity attracts objects with mass. The greater the magnet's strength, the more force it exerts on the metal object. Similarly, the larger an object's mass, the stronger its gravitational pull. That is why the Sun can hold all of the planets in its orbit. And how does gravity work? Let's get scientific now. Gravity works by warping the fabric of space-time. I hope I haven't lost you yet. Stick with it and we'll explain everything. Just over 100 years ago, a brilliant scientist called Albert Einstein was busy doing a lot of thinking, some very hard math, and tackling the toughest questions he could imagine. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, massive objects like planets and stars create a dent in spacetime, causing other objects to roll towards them. This warping is similar to the way a heavy object placed on a trampoline creates a dip that pulls smaller objects towards it. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a trampoline. We can pretend you are the sun. Then another person rolls a ball onto the trampoline. That could be a planet or asteroid. The ball would roll towards you due to the dip. In a similar way, planets and stars create dips in spacetime, and any objects nearby are pulled towards them. We won't go crazy with the science here, but fun fact, time is also bent by these dips. Crazy, right? So, how do we measure gravity? Apart from dropping things from very high up and then trying to measure it that way, gravity can be measured using a scientific instrument called a gravimeter. I'm sure you could have guessed that name though, couldn't you? It is a highly sensitive device using springs or weights to measure the gravitational acceleration of an object. We sometimes refer to the acceleration due to gravity. This is how quickly things fall, and on the Earth d is around 9.8 meters per second squared. If you can try and remember this number for the future, that would be handy as, in science, it comes up quite a bit. There is a formula that Isaac Newton came up with to show the connection between force, mass, and gravity or acceleration, and it is easy to remember, if you can. Force equals the mass times the acceleration. And remember that on Earth, the acceleration is always the same, 9.8. Thanks to amazing scientists like Isaac Newton. He's the gravity guy that saw the apple falling, which is said to have inspired him. And Albert Einstein, who is better known nowadays as that crazy-haired guy from the memes. We have a much better understanding of what gravity is and how it works. Without gravity, planets would not orbit around stars. Stars would not stay in their galaxies. There may be no life on Earth as gravity holds our atmosphere in place and allows us to stay on the surface of the planet. We would not want to go floating off into space, would we? So, like a magnet, gravity attracts objects and works by warping the fabric of spacetime, which is still really fun to say. Hopefully this made sense, and now you can feel like an expert too. If you have any questions, feel free to ask and click that follow button for more science videos. Thanks for watching.